Hello everyone, welcome to Malin Chess Kids. Today I'll show you the game played by Nicholas and Lev. And the game starts with pawn to d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, d5. And now the pawn capture the pawn, c takes d5. And the knight takes d5. Then e3 was played and the bishop to g7 preparing for a short castling. So after this, the knight takes d5, capture the center knight, and now the queen takes d5. Then the white continue to develop by playing a knight to e2, and now the black castling. Then knight to c3 and attacking the queen. Therefore, the queen need to move away. The queen moved to d7, and after this, bishop to e2, and d5 was played. c5 was played. After this, d5 was played, and then the black played e6, preparing to capture the pawn in the center. And the white moved e4 to protect the pawn from being captured. After this, e takes d5, then the e takes d5, and then the black continue to develop knight a6, and white make a short castling. Then the knight to c7, and now two pieces attacking the pawn. After this, bishop f3 was played, protecting the pawn, and here the knight moved to e8, and after this, bishop to e3 keep on develop and attack the pawn. And at this stage, the black play a c4. If the black play a b6, then the white will be a better because d6 can be played, and this open the bishop to attack the rook at a8. And furthermore, the bishop can go to g5 and attack the queen, and also the pawn can move to d7 and fork the bishop and the knight. So if the black play a b6, and d6 will be played, and there will be a lot of activity for the white to play. So example, rook to b8, to play bishop g5 attacking the queen, and if the blocked by the pawn, then you can just play bishop to f4, and now preparing to move the pawn, attack the fork, and the bishop will attack the rook. So in this position, it will be clearly better for the white. Therefore, after bishop to e3, c4 was played, and then bishop to c5, attacking the rook. And now the black play knight to d6, block the attack, and then the queen to a4, prepare the idea of attacking the pawn at c4. Then bishop d7 was played to attack the queen, and then the queen to a3, and after this, white is clearly better in this position, and we have a lot of initiative to play. After this, the black play a knight to f5 with the idea of sacrificing the rook. And if you use the bishop to capture the rook, this will make the back better because the bishop will capture back and attack the queen. And the pawns attack another square, and another bishop attack the square, and the queen attack the square. And basically, after this, the queen cannot move to any place, and the only place you can defend this situation is either you block with the pawn, or you move block with the b4 pawn and go for the M-pattern. So for example, if you block with the d6, then the bishop will just simply capture the free pawn, and after this you move an M-pattern, then you can move a5 and continue attack. And here we have a strong idea attack and fork the pieces, and after this the black will be clearly better after you capture the rook. So therefore the white do not capture the rook, and instead the white play d6. After this, b6 was moved, and this is one of the great moves that is sacrifice another rook again. So if you capture the rook, then the queen will capture back, and here the black will have a very strong diagonal attack, and easily we can get a better for the black. So if after this the bishop to move away, bishop to b4, then you can just move a5, and here we'll win the bishop because now the bishop has no place to move. So in the actual game, after a b6, white again do not capture the rook, instead move away the bishop to e3, and after this the rook to e8, preparing to develop the pieces, and here the knight to d5, and here after this white have many activity where you can come to e7 and check the king. And after this, bishop f8 was played, and after this position, bishop to f4, protecting the pawn, and then the knight to d4. With this idea, we can just capture the bishop for the action. After this, rook a to d1, attacking the knight. And bishop to g7 was played, protecting the knight. The bishop is protecting the knight. After this, rook to d2, and this idea is most likely to prevent the knight from coming to e2 square and check the king, and also prevent the rook to the rank 2 file. And after this, a5 was played. Then now the white play a knight to e7 and check the king, and after this position the black play king to f8, and with the idea of capture the knight. with the rook. So after king to f8, the white is clearly winning, and here you can see that the white is winning a piece. I give you a couple of seconds to figure out what is the best move for the white to play in this game and win the game. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the great moves that the white play. In the actual game, after the black moved to king f8, the white made a sacrifice of the rook. The rook takes d4, rook takes the knight, and this is a sacrifice, and if the bishop capture, then it's a winning and confirm win for the white. So in the actual game, the black capture the rook, and you can see this is a red square. It is a mistake black. So after the bishop capture the rook, and here you have a mate in 4. So after this, the bishop go to h6 and check the king. So queen to h6 and check the king. Now again, the king do not have any place to move, as it has been blocked by its own rook, and the knight is protecting the square at g8. And the only way to prevent the check is to move the bishop back to g7. So bishop g7 was played, and now come another beautiful move by playing a queen to c3 and attack the bishop. So queen to c3 was played, and in the actual game, the black capture the knight, and after this, the queen capture the bishop and check the king. After this, the king again only have one place to move, and here after this, the white can checkmate the king by playing queen to h8. Well, basically the queen can just move to all this square and checkmate the king. But in the actual game, the queen to h8 and checkmate the king. So back to this position, queen to c7, queen to c3, and if the black capture the bishop, then the queen will go to h8 and checkmate the king. And again, if the black play a pawn to f6 to block the attack, and now you have another, again, the beautiful move of using the queen and attack and capture the pawn and check the king, and this will be checkmate because the bishop cannot capture back, as the bishop is pinning the king. So queen takes f6 pawn, and here is a checkmate. Well, thank you, and thank you for watching.